Well, it's been a bit since I've talked with Gary Pierce about how we can find resources to develop better, outreach for youth and families in the community, to direct them away from violence, to direct them away from not being a productive member of society. And joining us now in studio is Gary Pierce to talk about his Key of David Ministries. Gary, thanks for taking time with us this morning. How you been?
Yeah, thank you. Nice to see you, Greg.
Oh, likewise.
Nice to be here.
Yeah, so the last time we talked, you were putting out the call for the community to come together for developing resources so that you can have this ministry to address what we see across the state and across the country as well. And that's young people getting involved in drugs, getting involved in gang activity, getting involved in violent activity. So update us on your efforts and tell us about the Key of David Ministries.
Well, I did try to approach the council and the mayor, and we talked about that in the Park District and the YMCA, trying to form partnerships with them with some programs. And then, unfortunately, they kind of blocked me out and created a program at Comer Cox Park. That was my idea. But anyway, I approached the city council when all this violence started out, and I tried to let them know that I'm here to help and advise as much as possible. And so I decided, since I got no input from anyone, any other entities in the city of Springfield, I decided to go ahead and step out on my own. So my ministry, we purchased a building, and I've been working on it for over a year, developing programs to try to help families. My focus is on families and the youth, but I want to also deal with different addictions, especially drug and alcohol addiction, because I am an addiction counselor. So I want to kind of focus on that with the families. I want to target those type of families and try to bring the spiritual aspect into these families. I think that's one thing that's missing. I told you that before. One of the things I feel is missing within the community, not so centered on the African American community, but in all communities, is the biblical approach to dealing with some of these problems that's going on within the family. I think we can create healthy families if they're educated and they know the Word of God.
How do you do that with limited resources? Is it a matter of talking with other faith-based organizations, or as you'd said, you tried going to the Park District, you've tried going to the City Council to try to find some resources there? What about the schools? Is there like a pathway to trying to at least even with some evening programming or something to that effect, to try to say, hey, school district, we're here. Please tell your students about what we have to offer. Because this really, Gary, this, it's going to take a community-wide approach. It can't just be one organization over another. It's going to have to take the entire community.
And I agree with you in that. And like I said, I'm always willing to form partnerships. The thing that really upsets me, if you don't mind, Greg, is that I try to form these partnerships, and then I talk to them about my ideas. The next thing you know, 3 or 4 months or 5 months down the road, there's my idea, but where's Gary Pierce and his ministry? So I am going to form a partnership. I'm going to reach out to the school district. I have done that in the past when I first started my ministry here in Springfield. I got some of the youth that, were having problems in school, didn't make the basketball team, and I formed my own basketball teams. And thanks to the social worker, I can't think of her name right offhand, of Jefferson Middle School, she bought into what I was doing, and she sent me a lot of children, a lot of young men in junior high that I developed a good basketball team with. So, I'm going to reach out to the school district. This is my first effort of introducing my program to the community. And I'm going to go to the school district, and I'm going to let them know we're there, and that if they have any students or families that they're working with that's been difficult, they can send them to me,
We're talking with Gary Pierce, Key of David Ministries being announced, and a new building that he has been working on for about a year or so, and it's an outreach effort to offer up counseling for young people and for families. Gary, if people want to help in this effort, where can they get more information?
Well, I can give you my information. There's information right there on 11th Street. My building is located at 2900 South 11th Street. My phone number is on there, and my wife's phone number is on there. You can call us, schedule an appointment with us, and we'll talk to you, assess your situation, whatever it may be with you and your family, and we'll go from there. Again, I hope to be up and running by at the latest January.
So is this just in the Springfield area, or is this also going to try to wrap in some of the other areas, like over in Decatur, for instance?
I'm open for everybody, especially here in Central Illinois. If you can get to me, one of the things I'm working on, is I'm trying to also have some transportation where we can go pick you up and bring you in and talk to you, or come to your house and talk to you. It's going to be a very intensive, innovative approach, but it's going to be based on spirituality. Everything's going to be based on spirituality. Everything's going to be taken from the Holy Bible. We're even going to have a Bible study, maybe once or twice a week. It's not a church. It's just going to be basically our outreach services.
So if you could elaborate a bit on why that spirituality aspect is so important to what you're seeing, ailing the community with violence, with kids who may not have any direction. They don't have any role models. They don't have an understanding of, the biblical text and all of the trials and tribulations that are spelled out in there to allow for, people to better understand how to navigate life and the troubles that come with it, because life's not perfect. We know that. So talk about, I guess, why that's so important for including in this outreach efforts that spiritual aspect.
Well, when we look at the Bible here, I put it up to you. This is a student Bible. I got King James Version, New International Version. I got all type of versions in my ministry. But when you look at the Bible, my children taught me this a long time ago because I put them in private schools, and they went to one of the private schools here in Springfield. I give it a plug, Calvary Baptist Church. They had an education piece, and they learned a lot of spiritual. And one of the things they said to me was, Bible, they said it means basic instructions before leaving Earth. That's what it means. That's what it means.
That.
Yeah.
I love that.
See, this is what I'm saying. So this is all we really need. And see, it took me a long time to learn this too.
Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow. I remember my mom telling me years ago as well a different acronym for fear.
Right.
And it was false evidence appearing real.
Right.
Right. That's pretty good. I've never heard that before. That's
thank you.
That's clever, but also, people who've read the Bible, again, they know there's a lot of lessons in there.
Right.
There's a lot of past experiences that are conveyed to the next generation. And sadly, that's not necessarily something that people have access to, and you're hoping to bring that access to them.
Well, that's, again, going from my own story, like I told you before, and the things that helped me to not end up in my grave or in jail, once I allowed God into my life years ago, it's been good. I mean, everything ain't been peachy cream, but
it's not
been
supposed
good.
to be, right?
Right.
Character is built by enduring tough times, right? It really is.
So I feel this is a good approach. I think that if this is what's missing in the world today, I think this is what's missing. It's sad to see these young men, just like the one that just got killed in Houston. They called him Takeoff, a rapper, dying at the age of 28 from stupidity, over a gambling game. And, in the Bible, it teaches you about all these things, especially in the book of Proverbs, and there's many stories, but in the book of Proverbs is a guidance, and it guides you through life. And so I think if a lot of people are educated that way, and at the same time dealing with the problems that are going on in their families and their mental illness, addictions, education. I want to keep on stressing that my wife is a retired educator, and she's got a passion for this too. She want to help people that, are falling, the children that are having problems in subjects in school. She wants to help those who want to get their GED. And then we want to direct them to resources in the community. We want a partnership. We want to have stakeholders in this whole effort.
Gary Pierce, he is with Key of David Ministries, the founder. We're plumb out of time, but tell people again where they can find your ministry and how they can help out.
Our ministry is located at 2900 South 11th Street. It's a small building. I have my sign out front with our phone numbers on it. If you're seeking any type of help, addictions, or you having a kid that's having problems, if you need one of your children need help, our phone numbers is on that board. unless you want me to say it.
It's up to you. I mean, it's your phone number.
My phone number is 217-303-3823. Once again, that's 217. I was giving you my wife's phone number. 217-220-3823. But it's on the building. We got 2 phone numbers, mine and my wife's.
Great.
If you need any type of help, even if you're having some problems with discrimination or whatever, you can come talk to me because I have that experience too. Okay?
Gary Pierce, greatly appreciate it. Let's talk again in the near future, all right?
I appreciate it.
It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY. Springfield's News and Talk now at 7:53 from Culver's West on Wabash.
It's time to apply at Culver's.